Hello, beautiful human. How are you? I'm really excited to hang out today. I've been wanting to hang out with Lauren Gray for a while, and that is what is about to happen. But first, I gotta tell you about Arizona State University. Have you been thinking about going back to school? If you have, you should ask yourself the following question. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits that you need transferred? Do you want to earn a highly respected degree from a world renowned university? If you answered yes to any of those questions, Arizona State University really could be the school for you. Arizona State University offers over 200 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You're going to earn the same degree that students earn on campus from your home, done totally on your schedule. It's kind of great. Plus, they accept most transfer credits. If you want information, text my name Zach to 35517. Discover for yourself why ASU is ranked number one for innovation for 5 consecutive years. That's pretty good. And why 90% of their graduates are recruited for a job or at least offered a job within 90 days of graduation. That's actually kind of wild. Learn to thrive at Arizona State University. If you want more information, text my name Zach to 35517. Okay, time for a hang that I've been waiting for. Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Here's Lauren Gray. Hello, Lauren Gray.
Hi.
Hey,
What's up?
what's going on? Oh, by the way, like your real last name is Beach.
Yeah.
You use it as your Zoom login, but does anybody ever refer to you as Beach?
Well, when I first started social media, I went by Loren Beach, and then after the first year, I just went by my middle name.
So, like, what happens in your life where you go, Beach is just not the stage star name for me, but Gray is that's the
I
blessing.
don't know. I just liked it better. I think I mean I didn't really expect anything to happen with social media, obviously. So I just had my normal name. And then once people started calling me Lauren Beach in public, it just sounded weird.
Here's
I don't know why your parents gave you the middle name of Gray. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's actually all my cousins have the middle name Gray because it's my great grandmother's first name. So we all have the middle name Gray.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people say, like, I went on social media not expecting it to turn into anything. And I don't believe most of them, but I genuinely believe you because I was watching your first Musicallys when you were in Pennsylvania. And like, sister, you're just wearing a baseball cap in like 98% of them.
Yeah, a lot of them actually my first ones got deleted, but I was I guess I just used it as something to post on Instagram, cuz my friends were doing it, but we weren't using it as a platform. It was like Dub Smash where you'd make a funny video and then post it to share with your friends.
Yeah.
And then I realized it was a platform after I had 30,000 followers. So I didn't even notice.
Because that's all you did. You really just did a series of different lip syncs at the very beginning. And I watched 15 minutes of just you and random dudes. At one point, there's an entire class singing a Justin Bieber song. I mean, it was just do you remember any of these? Do you remember the Justin Bieber class one?
I have no idea. No idea.
Is it really like when you create content for online or just in general so often, do they all blur together? Because in order to kind of win the TikTok game, you need to churn shit out. Sorry for my language.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember half the videos I did when I was 13. I feel like I was probably a lot more uncensored and was posting stupid stuff. My mom would tell me to take down videos all the time. So it all just kind of blurs together.
And now, how does she feel?
Now it's I know what I'm doing and I know what's acceptable to post and what's not. But at the time, I lived in Philly and I was, just doing what was cool. And my mom would always be like, take that down. You can't post that. That's so bad. And not so much anymore. Now I get it.
You understand how it works. But what's the last thing your mom told you? Hey, maybe you shouldn't post this. Maybe this isn't right.
That would have probably been a while ago. I also used to go live on YouNow when that was a thing.
Classic.
And I would say really off the wall things because I wasn't used to hate comments or anything, so I was really confrontational. And if someone said something to me, I'd be right back at them.
So like a typical Philly person.
Yeah, there's on YouTube there's videos that are buried in different places of me someone says something and I just go right back at them really bad and vulgar and like disrespectful.
But I mean, you were in a sense defending yourself, but now you figured out the right way to handle any sort of
Yeah.
internet feedback or just fame in general. But
Yeah,
that
and
comes with
I was
time.
young. I mean, I didn't really get it. I didn't really know what was happening. So like it definitely I learned really quick, like through making mistakes that were broadcasted all over the place.
I believe you got to mess up to write my story. I believe that is a lyric, so
Yeah, it is. It's good.
it all makes you you.
Mhm.
When did you realize that this was real?
I think, it didn't really register to me until I would go to the mall and people knew who I was. And that was really that was really weird for me because at the time, like TikTok is cool now. Like people like TikTok, but at the time Musically wasn't a cool thing. It was like I got clowned for it. So like a lot of times in public, people would like make comments and like not always the nicest.
Mm.
And that's when I kind of realized like, oh, this is scary. And everyone at my school like turned on me and it was this whole big thing. And I wasn't gonna like keep doing it. I was gonna quit because I was like, this is stupid. Like everyone hates me. And then there was one girl who's a fan of me who actually like has a following now, which is really cool. And she was like, no, you have to keep doing it. Like it's gonna be so great. Like you don't know what could happen. And like that one girl like changed everything because
Yo,
I was ready to like shut it down.
I just got goosebumps because that's
Yeah,
very real.
yeah.
I understand in my own way. Haters of their own type in my high school got called iCarly more times than I could count. And but that one girl, you must be eternally grateful for her because look where you're at today, and who knows what's left because there's so much of a path forward. And she was right. Like
Hmm.
you really had no idea what this could be.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember like it was a really weird like a turning point, I guess, because part of me like I was still going to school and I was still like a kid like everyone else. And it was just really overwhelming and I wanted to be like cool and normal.
You want it to be normal.
Yeah, but then part of me was like, maybe this could be something cool. So, and I did have like fans, I suppose, not to the extent that I have now, but I did have people that were watching my videos and it was like this struggle. And then that girl stayed up, her name is Jada. She stayed up like all night talking to me and it was like one night where I like made the decision. Um and even my parents were like, I can't believe you're gonna let these kids at your school like like push you into not doing something
Define
that
the rest of your life. But I get it. Like when the crowd is saying one thing, but
yeah.
ultimately all it takes is one person to turn that.
Yeah, and the thing is like there was girls at my school who there were girls in my school who had more following than me. There was girls that had like 500K on Musically and they all shut down their accounts to make fun of me.
Okay, how gross and petty and shameful and sad is that one? And by the way, who gets the last laugh and beyond, sister?
Yeah, there's still people like who comment on my stuff and they're like, we went to elementary school together, like we went to school together, and they try to like use it as a thing. I don't know. People from my school were like selling pictures of me to my fans for like shout outs and money that were from like fifth grade. It was like a weird time. They don't do that so much anymore, but
But we're
like
talking about the same people who bullied you, which is even more effed up.
yeah, definitely.
The same people who took pure joy in ruining your day and trying to see you not succeed are now the same people trying to ride the wave that you worked really hard to create, and that came with persistence, and that girl Jada and your parents.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after that I wasn't in school anymore and I feel like after I left school things got better. And then after I moved to LA, I was like over it.
Yeah, because like life changes in that moment.
Yeah.
Do you have any communication with those girls that bullied you, or have you just completely cut all of that out of your life?
The only person I still talk to from my hometown is my best friend. She's the only one that never, she was by my side through everything. So she's the only person I really keep in contact with. from school, but there's always people that like comment on my stuff and they're like, we went to school together, but I don't really think about it.
Now, do you let those negative and hateful comments affect you today, or have you learned to kind of ignore that?
I feel like for the most part, it's gotten easier to ignore. Some things they don't necessarily upset me because I'm so used to it, but sometimes it's frustrating or it's like annoying because you want to say something, but I know that like the right thing to do is to say nothing. Um, but every now and then I just get frustrated, but not necessarily like it's not a personal thing because, you know, I have the upper hand, I suppose.
Yeah, by the way, like this is things that come with maturity and time and life,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
I also guess like you can see a hateful comment and then just scream into your room exactly what you would say to them in person.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like, I've come so far. It used to hurt me more, I feel like, because I was insecure about my place. Like, especially because, musically wasn't something that was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't respected, I
It
guess.
wasn't respected. Like I just had followers and nobody really understood why, and I didn't even understand why. But I feel like I've worked hard enough and I've proved myself to me
Hmm.
that I don't really get offended by it as much as I used to.
Hell yeah. So question, when did you realize why people follow you?
I still get a little bit confused because I guess I do I'm consistent with my content. I'm always interacting with fans, and I feel like that's a lot of what's kept me going is the fact that I'm so close. I have such a close relationship with my fans that it's always been people like to talk to me, I guess. Like that's all I can really think. And obviously now the music, that's like another I want to say another like genre of fans, because most fans are just there for me, and then now there's fans that are there for the music. So I don't know, some people are there for the videos. I just do my thing.
Do you feel like it's the same Loren throughout everything that you put out?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm so involved with everything, including, music, and every sponsorship or every campaign that I've done is I always have a lot of creative control. So I feel like there is um me in all of it, because I feel like I wouldn't be able to do something that's not authentic to me, because that's all I've ever done.
Well, see, yeah, all you know is how to be yourself. Like none of this is contrived or manufactured. And
Yeah, and I feel like that's something that um I'm really glad that it wasn't, and I'm glad that I got to follow my face a few times and make those mistakes, because I feel like what people look for now is relatability, and nothing manufactured really works because people want to be able to relate, you know?
yeah, people want to know that
So,
it's a real human on the other side, and like they're getting to know and support somebody that they understand that could like hang out with them on their couch or in the hallway or wherever.
yeah, exactly.
Going from what you were doing on Musically, which wasn't essentially showcasing your real voice, right? Because it was like you were saying, it was dub smashes and these musicallys and these lip syncs. Do you remember the first time you chose to showcase your own voice, whether it be
Yeah.
in any form online? I mean, that must have been nerve wracking.
Yeah, so it's actually a really funny story. So when I was in school, I sang always growing up, but I have an older sister who's 8 years older than me, and she's like, you can't sing, whatever. Um, so I I was in chorus and show choir and all that in school. I tried out for a play once, didn't make it, but I was like trying at least. And I think the first time that I ever chose like to sing, I went on tour when I was 13, and it was a social media tour. You know how they do like the meet and greet and
Oh
whatever.
yeah, yeah, MadCon type thing.
Yeah, like that. And I was like, I want to sing. And my mom was like, my parents had never really heard me sing. Like I wasn't like, I was pretty insecure about it, but I also didn't want to go on stage and like do nothing. So I was like, I'm gonna sing. And my mom was like, no, you're not. Like, what? You're gonna embarrass yourself. Um, But I did, and I sang one song. I sang Riptide for
Wow.
30 shows. And that after that I got a little bit more confident. I still wasn't a good singer. Like I actually feel like I didn't become a good singer until like this past year when I was less insecure about it. And I'm still not the best, obviously, but definitely improved since then.
What leads and fuels that confidence? But also shout out to Vance Joy, underrated guy.
You're right. I feel like it's a mix between uh you know the fans, of course, like when you have people telling you that you're doing a good job, it makes you feel like you're doing a good job and you want to keep doing it. I also started taking vocal lessons like the past, I want to say 3 years, so that helped a lot.
Yeah.
But also, this is kind of funny, my mom thinks that she's a vocal coach sometimes. And my mom lived with me for up until now. I mean, I'm 18 now, and she moved back to Pennsylvania. But I didn't actually learn how to really sing until she left because I was so insecure, because as soon as I'd start singing, she'd come in and tell me what I was doing wrong. And then when she left, I didn't have anyone telling me what I was doing wrong, and I got to actually like hear myself for
An
the first time.
experiment, yeah, and see where you can go.
And she had great intentions, don't get me wrong. Like she wanted me to be the best I could be, obviously, but it just like it's that insecurity of like knowing someone's in the other room listening and they're like picking it apart in their head, like made me not want to sing at home. So once she left, love her to death, but that's when I kind of came out of my shell.
That's amazing. Have you told her that?
She knows.
Okay.
She knows.
She can hear the
I would get
difference.
so frustrated because she was trying to help me so much, and I completely understood it. But at the same time, I would get so frustrated. I would cry and I wouldn't want to sing anymore because no matter how nice she was about it, it was like, when someone's like asks you if you're okay and you're not, and you just start crying.
Yes.
It was that kind of thing.
I understand that on another level.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's your mom. Like, he's, my mom gives me advice. My dad has tried to coach me in things, and anything that comes from my parents, like, it messes me up in the head. Like, I feel like there's another level of criticism, but also expectation that they're like, you must be me
like,
times 1,000.
Yeah, and my mom, like, she's been there since day one, like monitoring everything. And she's not a stage mom by any means. And I know a lot of people like think that their moms aren't stage moms, but she's really given me a lot of like freedom, and she really trusts me a lot, which I really,
She
really,
left, dude. Like,
yeah, which
like
I'm really
stage moms
grateful
wouldn't
for.
leave. Like, stage moms would be there or like down the street from you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I had to prove myself a little bit, because I lived with my friend from home, actually, like, lived with me for a few months, and then she left, and now I live on my own. But, she's been really good along the way, and I understand where things come from. Like, I understand why she wanted to help me, but it was just at the time I didn't want to hear it. Now I call her every day and I'm like, hey, I'm bored. What are you doing?
With distance, the heart wants what it doesn't have. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's a big thing, though. That can really unlock so much potential.
Yeah, definitely.
So with this new confidence, are you pouring it into the records that you create? I mean, Cake is effing catchy.
Thank you.
It is a great song.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I've started recording myself at home. So I like got Pro Tools on my computer and I got a mic, and that's what I've been doing. I recorded Cake at home. So I recorded that one myself, and then
Wow.
I've recorded like 4 songs so far. I just got it recently, so I'm trying it out, but that's something new that I've been experimenting with.
Okay, so walk me through the creation of Cake. So if you're cutting the vocals in your house, separate from the actual session, and going over the song, like, let's start from the very beginning, because I find it really interesting that you cut vocals on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You perform the best that way. Nobody else is around.
Yeah, that's what I've come to find, because when you record in a studio with someone else, you kind of feel annoying if you ask to do it more than like 20 times. But if it's just me, I can sit there for an hour until I get the line right, you know?
Yeah, totally.
So
Totally.
that's something that I've been really excited about is there's not a lot of pressure, and yeah, I'm just able to like get more done, I feel like.
Wow, I totally get that. There's no pressure. You have as much time in the day as you need. You're
Yep.
not beholden to anybody else.
Mhm. It's really fun. I mean, it was a little bit difficult to get used to at first because, I don't know anything about Pro Tools or any of that stuff. But I learned pretty fast.
Yeah. So you're saying you're not a major music producer who can just, whip out many records on the Pro Tools?
I can record my vocals and that is it. I actually recorded my friend's boyfriend's vocals not too long ago. I was
You're
like
an engineer now.
I was trying to see if I could do it. I was like, yeah, come over. I got it. I did pretty good.
Dope.
But, like, I felt really cool doing it, so.
Well, and the other thing that I've kind of realized, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you work with, right now you're working with different producers record to record, right?
Mhm.
So are you searching for your base of like core writers and core producers that you're comfortable with and you're down to share yourself with?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely people that I have clicked with. Obviously, like, for the first couple of years when you're, making music, it's hard to find people that you really click with.
You're figuring it out. Like you're
Yeah.
meeting people.
And I mean, like, recently I've gotten along really well with the Wavies and Elsa, who did Cake, and Lillian, she's the writer. There was two writers. And then I worked with Harv and Fury a few times.
Harv is good.
Harv is great. And we were working together right before quarantine started, which was really sucked because we were like really getting into it. And then all this stuff happened. But that's kind of who I've been working with, that I feel really comfortable with. But it's a learning process.
It is. It really is. And by the way, like that's how you get time and being able to experiment and get to know people and create records. Like that allows for growth. Do you feel comfortable singing in front of these people?
Yeah, I didn't used to. I used to be like,
But it takes
um,
time.
but now that I can record at home, that changed the game because now I just want to write when I'm in the session and then I'll record it later,
Yeah.
because
I get
then I
that.
can sit on it, figure out if it's something I want to cut or if it's something that would sound better for someone else or, if I want to change anything. It's just easier to like sit with it rather than like have my voice on it right then and there in the session.
What's the story behind Cake?
Okay, so it's actually like kind of silly, I guess. So we were writing a song about, you know, obviously the song's about not caring what someone thinks and eating whatever you want. I was ordering Postmates and I always get like a blueberry muffin from Starbucks, but I was trying to watch what I eat. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't. And I was like, I don't even know how the whole cake thing came about, but I just remember it stemmed from me being like, oh, I wish I could eat whatever I want. And then that was the line that was,
I'm gonna bake a cake and eat the whole damn thing. Tastes way better than I don't care what you think. I'm gonna do my thing. Thing. And I love this line. Don't care what you think. The phrasing's dope.
Thank you. Yeah. It was a fun song to write. I mean, it was something that I was like actually like a little bit insecure about because I was like struggling with, you know, eating and whatever, and I was like, oh, I wish I could like just let myself eat whatever I want. And then that kind of turned into something that was lighthearted and fun. But I really did feel like that.
Fascinating how it starts from you being self-conscious to eat a muffin, which sucks. You should eat all the muffins you want to eat. If you desire a muffin, eat the freaking muffin. Also, this is coming from a guy who literally has 20 pints of Ben and Jerry's chilling in my freezer right now.
I love that.
I have no sort of self-control. All self-control, I don't even know what that is.
I have a cake right now that was sent to me from my team, like to celebrate the release. It's stale. It's so stale now. It was sitting on my counter, and I still like want it. Every time I walk past it, I'm like,
You run your finger against a very hard cement like icing.
Yep, I like break through the top layer that's like hard, to get to like the stuff that's a little bit nicer underneath.
Wow.
It's never too late. It's still there.
I love how you're actually talking about eating cake because you have Cake by the Ocean by DNCE and then Rihanna's Cake, and they're not talking about actual cake, but you're like, F it, eat the whole actual
That's
cake.
another reason why I thought it was really funny, because that's something that we brought up when we were writing the song. I was like, that's really funny. We have to do this because people are going to think the song is about ass.
Yeah.
And it's not, because that's not something that I'll ever be able to sing about.
Real cake.
But it's a literal cake.
Now, tell me about the line, "Not your baby, don't be acting fatherly." Were you in a relationship where somebody's trying to be your father?
Okay, so originally, the line was, oh, what was it? It was, shoot, no, I'm not your property. Yeah, something about not your monopoly. And then the chorus is, I'ma let it ring, ring. And I was like, okay, y'all, we got to get rid of one of the Ariana Grande references, because otherwise it just sounds like a tribute song to Ariana Grande. Like, there was Monopoly, there was Rings, and love her. I was like, we got to change something. So Fury helped me rewrite that lyric. And she was she's got a little bit more flavor than I do. So she came up with that, and I was like, is that like weird for me to say? She's like, nah, it's cool. I was like, okay. So I just went with it.
I mean, so when you say flavor, I mean, there's different ways you could describe flavor, but maybe she has more life experience.
She does have that. Yep.
Because, a lot of the stuff is from living.
Yeah, she definitely has a few years on me. She's got more experience than I do.
So to answer your question, Dan, she has not dated anybody who's like her father.
No, not yet.
Well, I didn't mean like actually like her dad, but it seems like there's a lot of lines in the song that have like controlling and conceited kind of in it. So I don't know if somebody was like,
oh, I've definitely dated people like that, for sure. For sure. I didn't last long, but yeah, max like 3 months with those guys. But
you have like an average time span that you can deal with egotistical F-bags?
Well, there was like 2 of them, and they both lasted like 2 to 3 months. So
what, did the second one last shorter than the first one because you knew what you were looking for?
The second one was like, I just felt bad for him. And that's kind of why I stayed around for as long as I did. But after that, I was like, okay, I can't be doing this. He showed up at my house.
With what? Nothing? Empty-handed?
Okay, so that's actually funny. He showed up to my house at like midnight, and my mom still lives here, and she was like, just leave your lights off. Like, he's here. Just leave your lights off and pretend you're asleep. And I was so scared because he's actually a little bit scary. And he showed up to my house, and he taped like notes and like pictures to my front door, but it was really windy, so they blew out like off the door. And I like went out the next morning and picked it up, and I still have it somewhere. It was really weird. I don't know.
So not romantic.
Did I say something
to him?
Oh,
afterwards?
definitely not. That would have made him think that his mission was accomplished. Like, no, I never talked to him again.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did the notes say? I love you and you're perfect. Come back to me. Can't live without you.
Actually, he did say can't live without you. Yeah, that was part of it.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it spot on. Like, that's exactly, it looked like it was like really messily written though, so I couldn't really read what it said, but it was that sentiment. And it kind of looked like, when like serial killers read like ransom letters, it looked like one of those. I was reading it like really scared, but I hope he's okay now. Whatever.
In the world of social media, do you have to like be careful who you date because you don't know who's dating you for you or just they want the following?
Yeah, so I've learned to keep things off the internet. Like, it's easier for everyone because as soon as you put a relationship on the internet, you have everyone's opinions, And I also feel like that's another thing. Like, you know if someone really likes you for you, if they don't care about being on your Instagram. So yeah, I've learned just to keep, and it's less messy. If you break up, there's not like a news story about it, Like, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm young, so you never know. It's just whatever.
You have so much life left, okay? And I'm not just saying this as like a 27-year-old virgin. You have more than enough life to find love and figure it all out. I would give my left arm to be 18. Oh my God. If I can go back 11 years, what's the math on that? 9 years knowing what I know now, oh my gosh.
That's really scary for me to think about because when I turned 18, I was so, because I've always been like the baby of the internet. Like it was always, she looks so old for being 13. She looks so old for being 14. But now no one can say that anymore because I'm actually 18. So I'm like, so that I can't say anymore. Can't say I'm a minor anymore. Now I just sign my own contracts. Like,
You live alone?
like I had to do all this myself. But I did buy a car the other day. And I could do it by myself, and I was so happy. I was signing paperwork, like I did it.
How
And
crazy is
it's the first time I've ever done something like that, so I was freaking out a little bit because I
You-
didn't know like where to sign or what my social security number is. Like I don't know. I'm texting my mom like, "What's my social security number?"
You control your finances now. Everything's in your hands. You're 18. You're an adult.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't really spend money like at all because I mean, I have business managers.
Huh.
And I almost like want to impress everyone with how little money I spend. Because I want to be like that smart,
You are obsessed
money.
with like when somebody else is watching, like, you know what I mean? Whether it's your money or somebody's listening to you singing, like you are very aware of your actions,
Yeah.
maybe to a fault.
Yeah. I mean, like, I could have balled out by now, but I didn't because I'm like, I'm not even going to Postmates today. I'm going to go to the grocery store because I want them to be impressed with how little I spent on my dinner. Like,
Because you know they're looking at the statements and they're paying the bills and they're
yeah, I know they see it. And that's why like I don't buy expensive things. Like I can't tell you the last time I bought myself new clothes. Like if clothes come to me that are like PR, I get so excited because I'm like a new outfit. Like I've had this shirt that I'm wearing now since I was 14 and I still wear it. If you scroll down my Instagram, I'm wearing it somewhere.
You ever think about how crazy it is that you're 18, you have this house, you're able to get your own car compared to a lot more 18-year-olds, most 18-year-olds?
no, compared to the people who were like, you're a loser and you're lame for doing this.
Yeah, like it's weird to me because I like don't have a real concept of it. Like the only people that I can compare myself to are the people that are influencers that are around me and also like or my friend from back home. And to me, I'm like, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing this, this, and this and making this much money because you can do it. Because I just feel like everyone should be able to do it. Because I'm so like I got so lucky. Like and I know I got lucky. Like that just
Do you consider this all luck?
I feel like the beginning was pure luck. Like I had no idea what was going on. And then I feel like I made the choice to continue. And from then on, I feel like that's when I took it seriously and that's when it became work to me. But I don't see it as work because it's just I'm just doing what I like to do and I'm doing what I've always done because I don't know anything different. I've been doing this. I left school in 8th grade and this is all I've been doing since then. So this is kind of all I know is waking up, getting ready, make sure I post this, this, and this, record vocals, go work out, go do something, and then go to sleep and do it all over again. Like that's what I've done for 5 years.
Do you like that? Are you happy with the fact that you can look back at the past 5 years and see your daily schedule and you just know?
Sometimes I'm like, because the thing is, I always feel like I'm not doing enough because when you don't have a job or you don't have someone telling you, I mean, I do have a job, but like when you don't have a boss telling you this is what you have to do and whatever, and it's all up to me to make things happen, I always feel like I'm never doing enough. So I feel like sometimes I go a little bit too hard and then I forget that I have a life, you know?
I totally understand. It could be one. You can like have two extremes, right? You could either be going too hard, or you feel like you're not doing enough.
Yeah, and I have people to answer to. Like, if I don't wake up before 9, my fans are like, "Where is she?" Because they're just used to me posting at 8 o'clock in the morning, and there I am. It's a brand new day, new outfit, new hair, and I'm back on it. But if I wake up like later, they're like, "Where is she? Is she okay?" Like, I have people to answer to. So even though I don't have a boss, I kind of do.
Yeah, the people.
Yeah, the people.
Is there anything you feel like you missed out on that you wish you had?
Honestly, no. Like, I I'm just way too grateful for what I have to feel like I missed out on things. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Because there's no way that I can say, I'm so sad I missed out on prom, which I guess, whatever, don't really care because I've done red carpets with really awesome people. So
Totally.
I feel like I'm so grateful for that aspect that I wouldn't trade it for this, you know?
Yeah, I'm also throwing prom on Friday, so you're more than invited to come. So
Oh,
you can have the whole experience. Yeah, pick a
I will.
color, get a dress. You'll have a prom.
I have so many dresses. I've been waiting for this moment. I went to Instagram prom once. Instagram threw a prom, which Charlie Puth performed at. So it wasn't necessarily like your typical prom,
That's fine. I
but
mean,
it was the closest I got.
that's okay. We have a better lineup than just Charlie Puth. You'll enjoy it. No offense to Charlie Puth. He's a great get, but we're a little bit thicker than him. Few
Love
C's
that.
on that thick. Just let me know your color. I'll send you what crochet.
Corsage.
Corsage.
Oh my God.
Christ, Zach.
Corsage.
I sound like a guy throwing prom, don't I?
Love it.
Oh, Loren, you have this massive TikTok following, but we never see you hanging out or at these TikTok houses. Is there a reason for that?
If you're
You will not catch me doing that. I respect it, but I feel like I've done everything myself for so long that making videos of people that I don't really know to get a little bit further ahead just
You don't
doesn't make sense to me.
come on, that's more agita than it's worth, is it not? Like, just the stress of working with somebody that you don't know, I mean, at least for me, is enough to cripple me. But I'm starting to understand you. I feel like, the anxiety.
And I'm just such a like loner. Like I just like to be by myself. And I have like 2 friends. And that's not an exaggeration. I have 2 friends. And I'm cool with that. Like I don't need to go to someone's mansion in Beverly Hills to make videos. Like I'm cool. Like I've done this my whole life. And that's no disrespect to them because I know what they're doing and I think it's dope. And like if you can do that, props to you. But I just can't bring myself to like put myself in and be like, I'm going to this house to make content. I don't know. I've just never done that.
Are your 2 friends famous?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Lydia's my best friend from home. We've been friends since I was like 11.
They don't have like a clout or anything from being in your zone?
I mean, from being in my zone, sure, but they don't pursue it, if that makes sense. Like Lydia still lives in Pottstown. Like she doesn't care. She doesn't really even post pictures. And Brooke lives here, so she does TikTok and stuff, and she does YouTube and whatever, but she does it more because she just enjoys it. Like she likes aesthetic videos and things like that. But I can usually see through people pretty well, which is why I have no friends. But I'd rather the people that I know are friends with me for me than surrounding myself with a bunch of people who want to make content all day. Like, I don't know. It's just not my vibe.
It's way healthier to be with people who want to be with you for you.
Yeah, like I don't even go to like VidCon or Playlist or any of those things. It's so much stress for like, it's like so much content pressure, social pressure. And I'm so used to being by myself and in my house and making videos that it's like scary.
I just wanted to bring up TikTok and the fact that, is there a want from you to be the most followed person on the platform?
No. never in my life have I ever, because I've never really been motivated by being the best, if that makes sense. Like I've always done TikTok for fun, and even now, like, because things come and go, and I know that, and I know it's not something that'll last forever, and I don't want to get attached to it on that level. Like I do it for fun, and I don't post on it every day. I used to when I was younger, but like I've just gotten to the point now where I just want to do it for fun and work on music and make that my work and make this
still the
like
second most followed person on the platform, even though you're not like posting every day and going all in. I mean, sometimes people have to post 12 times a day to work the algorithm.
Yeah, I mean, I was the most followed, but people really wanted me to be more hurt about losing my spot, I suppose, than I was. And I kept having to post and be like, guys, it's fine. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't lose sleep over it. Numbers don't bother me like they used to. because I used to be really like paranoid about it. And then I just feel like the older I've gotten, the more I don't care.
What advice would you give to people like Dixie and Charlie D'Amelio? Because I feel like you've been doing this a long time, and you look back and you've learned a lot. And
Yeah.
maybe I'm crazy to say, but their rocket up the charts was relatively quickly,
Yeah.
like way quicker than you, my friend. And I say that respectfully.
Mhm.
You
Yeah, no, they've I feel like they've done a good job. I mean, they've stayed out of things, and they're very like family friendly and cool, and they like know what they're doing. You know, they didn't have that moment of like confusion like I did. They've known what they're doing. So I really respect that, and I feel like they're doing a great job. I just hope that it doesn't, affect their self-confidence or self-worth, because especially when you gain numbers so quickly, sometimes you start to rely on that for like your ego,
you equate everything in your life to that.
but everything slows down. It always does. Like it doesn't last. And sometimes when it slows down, like that's a shot to your ego. And I just hope that like they continue to have self-worth outside of the numbers, which I'm sure they do. They seem like well-grounded girls. I don't really know them personally. I've spoken to Charlie like once or twice, but they seem like they're grounded and they know what they're doing. But I just hope that doesn't happen.
It's you talked about like the numbers will go down. Yesterday we were talking to Katy Perry, and Katy Perry's obviously been making music for a very long time, and she went way, 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 way up for a long, long time, and then some went down. But that's the path of a real career, right? Is ebbs
Mhm.
and flows, peaks and valleys. Not
Yeah,
everything could be sky high all the time,
right.
but it's how you ride the down moments that matter.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like I've separated myself as a human being from myself as an artist, influencer, whatever you want to call it. I've separated those two things, so I know even if this wasn't here, I still have this.
Yeah, you're an artist.
You know,
You
yeah,
make music.
I do. I do. Okay.
Obviously, we have singles, and I listen to a lot of music. Are we planning one cohesive big body of work, or are we just going to play the scattered game? Because there's merit to it. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah, so right now I'm trying to figure out, because I feel like for me, and this is a conversation I've been wanting to have actually, like I obviously want a body of work, but every time I come out with a song, I find something that sounds better, and then I'm like, oh, I want to make an EP that sounds like this song, and then I find something better, and then I'm like, oh, but this song's so good, I need more that sound like this, and then it just keeps spiraling. So like I recorded 2 songs that fit well in the category of cake, but then I found 3 more that sounded like they could be really cool together, and I like that vibe. So I'm just figuring it out.
But that is that is a hard conversation to have internally and externally with your team, right? Or the producers you're with. Like, when you create music, like, it needs to be an evolution or cohesion, right? So you don't want things to sound too much the same, but you don't want it to sound too much different. It's like, it's this perfect balance. But
Yeah.
how would you describe this period of time within your artist career? Are you exploring? What is it? How do you define it?
I feel like for the first couple of years, I was a little bit lost. Like, I didn't have much of a voice in what I wanted. And then I started really getting involved, not just in the singing aspect of it, but the more I learned about cutting vocals and production and mixes and masters and all the other elements that go into creating a song, I feel like I gained a lot of confidence from that, from really understanding what it means to write a song, mix vocals, like all that. I feel like I learned a lot from that and gained a lot of confidence in my writing and all that. So I feel like now it's just kind of nailing down what I want to be and what I want to sound like. Because Cake is one of the first songs that I've released where I'm like completely behind it. Like I'm like, yes, I have no doubts. I like this. Obviously now it's old to me because I've heard it for the past like 3 or 4 months, so I'm sick of it. But like I still think it's a good song.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of hearing it. But I still love it. And I've never felt that way before. So I feel like I'm at a really nice like turning point. I'm 18 now. There's more things I can sing about than just, boys and friends.
I
And
really liked My Story. I thought that song was good.
it was cute for what it was.
Yeah.
It was
That was nice.
Have you been given the freedom to kind of do what you want with your music?
Yeah, and I feel like the freedom came with the understanding. I feel like once people started to see that I knew what I was talking about and I wasn't just walking into a room and like twirling my hair and singing on a microphone, like I kind of knew what I was talking about a little bit, then that's when I started to feel a little bit more freedom and I could have deeper conversations about what I wanted, not just surface level. I want to sing a pop song. Like once you learn how to speak and, get your point across, and now that I know a lot more about production and vocals and engineering and all that, I just feel more confident talking about it in general,
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Final thoughts. Stan Zolot, Ricky Sanchez. What do you have?
Well, I'm just curious because we watched TikTok push so many songs and artists into popularity, and you've kind of already dominated TikTok. So, like, do you think that's given you a better understanding of this new kind of landscape for pop music?
Yeah, here's the thing. I've seen a lot of people be like, we're going to put all this money into promoting this song on TikTok and get this person to make a dance to it. You can't do that. This is advice for any artist that doesn't know anything about TikTok. You can't choose what goes viral. It just happens. Like the dumbest stuff goes viral on there. You never know. Like there's no method to it and you can't push your way into it. It just happens. Like it helps boost things if you get, big TikTokers making videos to it, whatever. It definitely boosts things. But I know people will think that if they pay Charli D'Amelio to make a dance to it, that their song's gonna be #1 on the global top chart. It doesn't work like that. Like the stuff that goes viral on there is not what you'd expect,
I mean, I don't know. I was planning on creating a record and paying Charlie $1 million to do a dance.
You can pay me to do a dance for $1 million. I'll take half of that if you want. Like,
It's gonna be the biggest record ever. What if I give you publishing on it?
I'll take whatever you'll give me. If you're talking millions, let's go.
We'll negotiate. I have a great idea for song. It's called
I'll only do that song until next year.
Oh my God. Exclusivity periods and everything. Wow. You are a businesswoman at 18. You are ready to buckle down and negotiate.
I'll post it on weekends until 2021. Give my weekends wide open.
I have a ton of respect and appreciation for you, Loren Gray.
Thank you.
I really, really do. You're just a totally normal person and you're a real artist and you're building something musically and artistically that I can't wait to just watch continue to rise and obviously do our part in it. But also what you've done on the internet and your story's amazing. And I hope there's a lot of other kids out there who like you and even to a certain extent like me who have these dreams and these aspirations within themselves, but they're just afraid to do it, just afraid to take that leap, to take that step. Take that step, take that leap because you don't know where you're going to end up. And like, man, you could be Loren Gray, like really block out the haters as much as possible and listen to that 1 or 2 or 3 people in your life that might be saying do it because those are the voices that matter.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that a lot of it too is just if people see that you're being you and that it's genuine and that you're consistent, I feel like anything is possible. I mean, obviously, living proof of that right here.
Hell yeah. Loren Gray, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey.
Love and appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This was a lot of fun, and I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Thanks. I'm glad.
Yeah, hopefully we can do it in person next time.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully. Get me out of this house.
Yeah, it needs to happen. And if you, if you do want to go to a prom, we're gonna have a good one. You're more than invited.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'll be there for
Love.
sure. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Later.
Nice meeting y'all. Thank
Bye,
you.
Loren. Hey, beautiful human. Thanks for watching our full interview, but I get it. Like, a full interview is a lot. So we got a clips channel. We don't expect you to watch the full thing anymore, so we just gave you the highlights. Please subscribe and notifications and all that stuff. Okay, cool. I love you.